How are we doing today, friends? This is Shane with the Modern Job Design, and you are watching the very first tutorial video installment of a series that we're putting together for you guys to help you with your ClickFunnels, help you understand what's going on, help answer some questions, and make you guys' businesses better. We get a lot of questions, and we answer a lot of questions over and over, which is totally fine. But that prompted us to put together this video series that you guys can watch and answer these questions for yourself and feel better about what you're doing. So we'll be doing these frequently. If you guys have any questions, anything you want to learn, let us know. We'll try to put together a video for you. We're going to be learning something really cool today on our first installment. So you guys get your notebooks, get your pens, and let's get ready to learn something really cool. Thank you for joining us, and let's get to it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I hope you enjoyed the little video. We'll do something like that each time just for the fun of it, because if you don't have any fun, what's it worth, right? But today we're going to talk about pushing boundaries. Now, this is something that we really like to do for our customers, and it's something that I've had some questions about here recently, and people seem really interested, so I thought we'd start our first tutorial series with this really cool feature. Now, as you can see, we have a page up here in our ClickFunnels. It's just our first landing page before the fold, and some elements I want to talk to you about here. You see the small bar at the very top, navigation bar here in the center, and then our main page. Now, normally when you set up a section and rows, and if you guys, I'm hoping you guys are familiar with that, but the green box are the sections, the blue boxes are the rows, and then inside those rows, of course, are the elements. So what we're going to try to do is push the boundaries of this blue box all the way out to the extent of this green box. And you can see I've done that here in this one. The blue box is all the way out. This one is not quite so far because we can adjust that width, and this one is just default here. So I've set us up a row down here with some elements inside of it. I'm going to scroll down here, and you can see this is our section here with the green box. This is our rows here. There's 4 of them with element inside of them. And we're going to try to push this gray box all the way out to the exterior of this box. So you can do this with some, and you can and not others, and that's the beautiful thing about this code. So we're going to start off with finding our CSS code for this section that we want to affect, and so we'll click on that settings button right there, that gear icon, and ClickFunnels will let us do it eventually. And we bring up this window here, and all the way at the bottom you see this hashtag, and when you hover over it, it says get CSS info. So let's click that. And that's going to give us a little window, and it tells us it's a section, which is what we're trying to work with. And this is its identification, or its address in the digital world, we'll call it. So we're going to click and highlight this whole thing, and we're going to copy that. So depending on which computer you are on, it's going to be Control-C or Command-C, based on PC or Mac. And then once we copy that, we can just click up here in our settings, and we're going to go to our CSS code window. Now, this is where people get intimidated, but please don't, because it's just really easy to understand, and don't pay attention to all the stuff I've got going on. I've done this to a few others, but what we're going to do is just copy exactly what you see here. See, this one's like 70%, but we'll get to that. So we're going to just click here, and you'll see our cursor shows up. I'm going to move this out of the way. We're just going to hit enter a couple of times so we can get a clean line, and that section number we just copied, we're going to paste right here, Control B. And that tells our program that that is the section that we want to have something done to. So we'll space, and we're going to tell it what we want it to do. So we'll do period container, CONTAINER. That is the container we're going to deal with. Now, we have to have a capital letter here, but we're dealing with the inside of that container, so it asks for capital Enter, INNER. And that tells our program that with this section, we're going to deal with this intersection of the container. We'll do a space, and we'll do a bracket sign, and that's important because that is the command that tells our program that this is exactly what we want to do with this container enter. So we're going to actually hit enter and bring us to another line, and then we're going to tell the program what we want that container to do. We want that container to spread its width out. So let's go width, WIDTH, right? And then we're going to do a colon, and that kind of solidifies what it is we're telling it to do. Now, if you can see behind the screen here, watch what happens when I type 100 It automatically goes out, but then we'll close this out with a semicolon and then the bracket, and just hit enter just for the fun of it, just to make sure, and close out of that. And our section is now 100%, or I'm sorry, our rows are the 100% of the section width. Now, in some cases, this may not be absolutely, absolutely acceptable. So here's where that 100%, yes, I know I haven't saved. This is where that 100% comes in. So let's go back to our custom CSS, and I'll show you a couple of things here real quick, and then we're out of here. And this is how you can affect that width. So this 100% tells it that it is that 100% of that container. We can do a couple of things. We can highlight this number right here, and we can pretty much make that whatever we want. Some people like about 80%, and that gives us a little bit of padding, which we'll get back to there. 90% works. I'm going to go back with 100%, and then I'm going to show you guys another way to affect this so you can get just a little bit dialed in more about exactly how you want it. So if we go back to our settings tab right here, or our settings gear icon, let's click that, and we'll get to it when ClickFunnels lets us. All right. So now if we stay in this window and we scroll down here, we'll see this section at the very bottom here that says padding. There's top, bottom, and left and right. This is the one I want to show you right here. With this one right here at 100%, we can actually affect this. And if you'll watch the screen there, you can see that my rows are kind of coming in and out. So we can kind of dial this in a little bit more specific rather than going back into the CSS code and typing 70, 75, 73%. We can affect that a lot easier right here if that is more acceptable to you. So there's a couple of ways you can affect the actual width of it, but that's the CSS code for you guys to get that thing pushed all the way out to the boundaries. Then you can affect that from however you want to from there. And, you know, as Oscar Wilde says, everybody be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here. Please, any questions or comments that you have, anything that you are struggling with that you'd like to have us do a little video on, please let us know, and that will be our next episode. We look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thank you so much.